Hello and welcome to the third part of the Wonderworld tour series, and I can confirm now that there's going to be 5 parts to this series, 2 more after this one, and this is Pirates of the Caribbean, which it doesn't quite have the same scale as the Disney one, but it is a very well themed dark ride. You can see here it was actually one of the first things to be refurbished in this world, and this is the Skull entrance. So you've got a bit of an abandoned castle with a skull. That is my pet parrot there. And then this is the interior. There's a skull and crossbones up there, and we're actually in like a bit of a cave. We can, I think it's switched off, yeah. We can turn the ride system on, get the minecart, and off we go into Pirates of the Caribbean. And that is Pirates of the Caribbean. It's a very nice dark ride. It's quite long, to be fair. I mean, if you see the exterior of the show building, which, well, you'll get a bit of a view of it from the coaster, which we're going to be going on, which is the final of the 4 wooden coasters here. Yeah, it's a very small building, but it's got a lot packed into it. It's also next to the staff entry to the side of Journey to the Moon, which we did in the last video. So this is the Rickety Rail Coaster. What a name. And it's a Woody, of course, and it is the final Woody. Interestingly, yeah, there are only 4 wooden coasters in this park, even though, well, I did and I still do love Woodies, and you'd think with how big this park is there'd actually be more, but no. But yeah, this is the Rickety Rail Coaster. You will get some views of some of the show buildings just to see how big, like the Crystal Maze building is massive, you'll see that from this as well. And there we go, the tallest and I believe the longest of the wooden coasters at this park. And yeah, it's a good fun ride. Some big scale drops on there, and of course, you can see the show buildings and how big the Crystal Maze actually is. It is huge. You know, I mean, 6 zones in there, and they're all well themed. Like it's a big building. Next up, we've got Batman, which is over here. This is the last of the DC coasters, but because of all the stuff that was down there, I never grouped it in with the DC coasters in the last one. Very well. It's an Intamin Strata, but it's not very accurate. You'll see the way I do the vertical top hat, and it's yeah. Yeah, it doesn't feel very realistic, but it was a good ride layout, so I kept it in. Right, next up is probably the one that you've been looking forward to the entire time that I've been playing on this world. As I've mentioned it many times, you've probably seen it many times, and it is Mega One, or just Mega. Mega One's the one that was at Wonder Valley Planet Coaster that was based on it. It is mega. It is a mega coaster. It is, well, it's more than a mega coaster actually, because that's basically a hyper. Yeah, this is it's the original height limit in the world. So it was before Caves and Cliffs. So it's not the tallest you can possibly build, but it still holds up to what it is, and it's a beast. Like, you'll see all across the world. The views from the top of this are incredible. Yeah, as you can see, it's a very much a one-trick pony, that one. But it delivers. I mean, it's not realistic in the slightest. But, you know, as a really tall coaster, it's fantastic. Just the views. Just thinking about all the things that are in those tiny buildings. Like, that's what I always like to think of. This is an interesting one. So this was based on a YouTuber called Beetlefly, who absolutely loves ghost trains, and who doesn't? This is Spooky Island, which is literally based on his Minecraft series. I don't think he's got those videos up anymore, though. I think it's just, he's still got some of the Minecraft ones, but not the ones that these were based on. We've got 6 different ghost trains, which means 6 different dart rides, all in a row. So we're going to start off with the one that's, well, it's called Ghost Train. Most of them are just called Ghost Train. And that is our first ghost train. And it is one of the longer ones, to be fair. The next one, because they're all, most of them are travelling apart from Terra Castle, which is based on the one at Breen, which I've never been on, and I'd love to go on it. And I didn't do it when I went to Breen a few years ago, and I never vlogged it. It's that long ago. Right, this is Roller Coaster, which is a travelling one I'd love to do. But again, I haven't done it. I haven't done any of these apart from the first one and the second one. I've done those, but none of the others. Yeah, it's a nice short one, that. Yeah, there's just... It's a standard, like, I mean, the thing is, when Beetlefly built his, there were actually a realistic theming, like, the theming was based on the real one. But, well, the theming in these aren't very accurate at all, really. This is a grave for, again, a pet that I lost. It was a sheep. Who unfortunately got stuck in one of the doors on the ghost train, one of these ghost trains anyway, and suffocated, so I built a grave there, behind the pathway. Next up is this one, which is one I have been on. It's based on, I believe, the Pat Collins one. The first one I have been on, but it was a long time ago at a travelling fair. But yeah, first of all, we have this one, which is, again, the other really long one. Yeah, we did see some teething problems with that one. There's just a few bits of railing that need just turning into normal rails. And then that should sort it out then. Right, we've now got... this is another travelling one. It's a very small layout, so it shouldn't take too long to do this one. And again, it's just called Ghost Train, like most of them are. I think there's only two that aren't called Ghost Train. If you look at the sign at the entrance, it's quite funny. Yeah, it's surprisingly set back in the show building, that one, but again, I mean, there's not much going on with it. It's just another standard Ghost Train, really. Next up is the best one, Terra Castle, full stop. The lever for this one's weird, it's underground for some reason. Yeah, this is Terra Castle, a fantastic Ghost Train. Again, the theme is not particularly accurate to the real one, but it's got some of the key beats like that there. Whereas Beetleflies was like trying to replicate the actual theming. But again, it works with the approximations of what I call these builds, are just approximations of the real ones, really. They're my own thing, they're not 100% accurate. And there we go, it's quite short actually, it's quite long in real life. And then we've got the final one, which is an interesting one. This one Beetlefly never built. This is where that junior coaster used to be, I believe. It is It's the old Steam Fair one, but it's now the Dreamland Margate one. So yeah, you can see the main difference with that is that it's on one level, but it gives it more of a traditional sort of feel. And that is it for Spooky Island. It does now have a back entrance as well, or an exit. It didn't used to have that, but it's just so you can walk a full circle around it now. When we do the carousel, which was a ride that was recently added to the park, very recent. Well, it was an older ride, but it used to run off a piston feed tape, and now it's like the Adventure Island one where this one came first. It just runs on these because I tried to fix the piston feed tape to get it to work, and I just couldn't. Yeah, I'm only going to give myself one lap on that one because it's quite a long ride. That was done in September last year, so that would have been the first one last year. But you can spend as long as you like on there, really. This is the Lego coaster, which is based on the Lego Creator set. It's a bit of an icon, this. I didn't used to like it that much, but with the refurbishment, it's just a lot cleaner than it used to be. But you will have probably seen this in the background because of where it is. Like, this is where the park cuts around itself. So you'll notice that statue park, but behind that is the same part that we're in now. It's very weird. And then we have the Lego coaster. It's a good layout, to be honest. And we've got two more rides for this particular Minecraft video. We've got Wind in the Willows, which, well, it makes me sad, that ride, I'm thinking about it. And then there's the Ghostbusters ride, which brings us back round to the Crystal Maze, which is where we're going to end. And then there's going to be two more Minecraft videos after this one. And that is it. Well, there's going to be three more videos. One of them is just going to be like a farewell, where we leave on the Sky Railway and back to the spawn point where it all began. Yeah, this is Wind in the Willows, which is based on the ride at Twin Lakes. We're losing boat rides everywhere in the UK, boat dart rides, and just boat rides anyway. And sadly, this is one of the ones that we've recently lost, as the ride system is still in place. But all the theming, which actually came from an old Paulton's Park walkthrough with animatronics, which Twin Lakes saved, and now they've decided to get rid of this ride and turn it into an outdoor boat ride with barely any theming. So that's great. I hope something gets done with the theming, because they also had some Tommy Tinkerboo stuff in here as well from Pleasure Island. But yeah, at least we have this and the more accurate Planet Coaster version to remember it. Yeah, it's a cute little ride. Obviously, it doesn't have any other characters in it, which isn't great, really. But it's alright. Again, it's alright for what it is. I've said that a lot in this series, haven't I? And now we've got the final ride of this third part, which is Ghostbusters, which is based on the cartoon, sort of. the outfits of the characters are. So in the queue line here, you got like Janine in her cartoon outfit. Yeah, you got the lockers. It's supposed to be the reception, just on a bit of a bigger dark ride sort of scale. And then this is just upstairs in the fire station, I think. And there you can see they're all in their outfits from the cartoon. The lever to switch this one on is all the way at the back. But yeah, there we go. Seems like we seem to be having a bit of trouble with the powered rails again. It tends to happen. This system it's normally reliable, but sometimes it does. You just have to push yourself along. And that is the Ghostbusters Dark Ride. Again, it's a pretty cool ride system. And that is a great way to end this third Minecraft Wonderworld video. We've got 2 more after this, right at the back of the park. Then we're going to ride the Sky Railway back to the spawn point to end what has been a really long but incredible Minecraft series.